it's Louise here, not at the field today, but at the nursery, by which I mean the back garden. And today I am going to put up some bulbs, corms, tubers that I bought from Tesco when I bought my berry fruit trees and my Wagella and the other one, tamarix. So we're in the back garden. It's currently not raining, so I'm going to crack on as quickly as I can with this job and see how we manage. One of those times you need to remember that I'm growing as a flower farmer, not as a gardener. So for this job I need a crate. The crate with newspaper, which is literally just to stop the compost falling out the bottom. I have my bag of compost, always peat free. No need to use a peat based product or a product with any peat in at all. Planting ixia and freesia, both from Tesco, 2 packets for a £5, so £2.50 each. Do they both have 25 bulbs? Let's have a little look. 25 ixia and 20 freesias. So you will notice that the freesias say planting time February to April. Ixia says March. So again, I'm taking a risk, and I'm taking that risk based on the fact that we are currently in South London, where it is unlikely to get a hard frost now, and these will be nestled up against the wall of the house, so fingers crossed. Get the labels. These are the ixia, and I've got my first red flag. So despite the fact that these shouldn't be planted until March, just check the packet, they are already sprouting, which suggests to me that somewhere along the line these possibly haven't been stored properly. So it's really important to get them in the soil as quickly as possible so they can really get bedded in and start to grow. Right, so because I am using fresh compost and I've just filled the crate with what I needed, I've just pushed the bulbs into the soil, and then I will cover it when I've put the freesias in as well. If you were doing these in the garden, you would need to make a hole about 15 centimetres deep and put them into the hole, and you'd probably need to use a dibber or with a bulb this size, the rounded end of a Sharpie would be fine to make a little hole and put them in the ground that way. These are the freesia bulbs. I can't see any sprouting on these, so that's good. These bulbs are a bit bigger, a bit more robust, and they need to go a bit deeper, but again they should just cope with being pushed into the soil. Just decided that to be on the safe side, I am going to make holes with, as I say, the end of the Sharpie, and hopefully that will go in a little bit deeper. Yeah, there you go. So hole without a Sharpie, hole with a Sharpie, hole with a Sharpie better. I did all the freesias, but because I was using the Sharpie, they all kind of got covered up in the process. What I have noticed is that some of them had what are called boobles on the bottom. So they're basically mini bulbs that are not fully developed, but these are great. You can just put them in the soil and they won't flower this year, but they will bulk up, and that's an extra bulb for free and nothing. So there were 3 or 4 of those when I was planting, which is good news. I did the rest of the bag of compost. I put half a bag of compost at the bottom and planted into it, and now I've done the other half on the top. So the crate is tucked down in a sheltered spot by the wall of the house, in amongst other things. It shouldn't get too cold, but it should get rained on. I have opted not to water in because the forecast is for loads of rain and the compost is moist. So with any luck, in a period of time from now, we should start to see some growth. I hope that's been helpful. As I say, freesias and ixia from Tesco. If you fancy growing along, pop down to your local shop and buy some. That's it. See you soon.